What would you say is the definition of campy again?
We looked it up, but honestly, it, I think of it like as in like how they do different themes for the Met, and it's they did camp one year, and everything was like almost like absurd looking, outlandish, not run of the mill. You showed that the clip from the newer Wes Anderson movie, and everything was to me looked like it was exaggerated. Like you did the good impression when you were like, in all transparency, I until you mentioned Wes Anderson and that makeup class I did a couple weeks ago when Tamara brought up the movie, I have not had exposure to any of his films simply because I don't pay for things where his films are access to. But then just rewatching that Phoenician, whatever that newest movie is, clip over and over again, I felt like it was like when you go to the eye doctor and they test you and they realize you need glasses and you're like, oh, like to me, it was like clearer everything that you have been saying all along. I think the next thing that I am pondering is, I mean, hopefully you don't need to do the take a zillion times, but say if you do, how you're always like, keep it fresh for you, keep it fresh for the other actor. So everything always has to be so specific in the style. I mean, how do you surprise your fellow actors? If Wes Anderson, it to like make a contrast, if he is angular, so a lot of like, then round would be like a lot of times magic is swirling, or like in fantasy there's kings and queens and they always have, it's like they're dripping with the energy that like radiates off of all of them to the back, the front, the sides. It's like swelling like a crescendo in music, or like um the what are they called, the chakras, how they line up, how there's like that oval of color but then there's that roundness, that expansion. So it's an exaggeration but in a different way than a Wes Anderson exaggeration. Does that
Man,
make any sense?
yeah, I love what you say. Now let's see what you can do.
We'll see if it works. I'm focusing my energy on working on different genres. So this one specifically is fantasy. More specific than that, it's children's fantasy. I wasn't 100% happy with my work last week. I think it's because, well, number one, the piece that I chose, they labeled it like three different genres. And I was like, I think I'm just getting like, even though I wanted to lead with one, I think I'm still thinking the other one's in my head. So then, therefore, not being specific enough. So that's why I was like, just have the one genre for this week. And then I also want to, because I was working on Wes Anderson style stuff a couple weeks ago, I want to bring back the what's the word, specificity of the movement from Wes Anderson, but because it's not the same style, it's not exaggerated as much.
Oh,
I sort of got the idea from you because you could be playing, like you could know exactly what your character is, the images that you're using. You could list off, the archetype or the traits or whatever, and you it works for one genre, and you plop the same character down in a different genre, and then it's not right.
right.
So that's why I just wanted to come from the genre
Hey,
angle first.
good for you. Good, seriously, good for you.
I see. Have you hypnotized her? Is that it? Is she hypnotized? Why did you
Yeah,
do that?
okay, so they're both witches. My character has has not quite kidnapped Sherry, but has manipulated to come with her. She actually comes of her own free will. And anytime, and my character is actually helping Sherry's character, which is why she doesn't see her as a threat. But the reason why I've actually taken this other witch is because she's supposed to end up becoming this very powerful witch, and I'm like this demonic type of witch that wants to wipe out all the other witches, so I'm the only one that has powers. I am working with a specific genre in mind, but this actually was not the scene I was planning on doing today, but I, for some reason, in my head, as I was going through my daily life for the past week, I kept hearing you in my head talk about the aperture and the way you always do the thing with the V. And then for whatever, because it looks like a V to me, then I was thinking the word vortex and it kept sticking with me. And so then I was like, well, what if the aperture was something that I let happen to me rather than trying to do. It's just a different way of thinking about it, but I was like, maybe that'll work
Very
for
much
me.
a different way of thinking. Chelsea, no, we're not going to try to get inside your head. It's like caution, enter at your own risk.
Oh,
What's the genre?
this is a historical drama miniseries. I'm playing Meep as in Otto Frank's secretary, and she's Margot Frank as in Anne Frank's older sister. So she's leading, Meep is leading Margot, the first one, to go into safety. So they're coming up to where they see the Nazis. This is after she's received the order to go to a labor camp, and then the rest of the family will follow.
What's your response when you're wronged? If someone wrongs you or your world, your life, what's your response?
I want to slice them, cut them, go after them. If I'm wronged and I am the other person is in the wrong, I on the inside feel like a junkyard dog.
Yeah, that's what we're missing.
Okay. How I would describe her is like if I was creating my own, this is the character description that I need you to audition with. I would say she's a melodramatic, desperate, fearful Southern belle who lives in a world of fantasy and delusion. If that's too much, and need to pick like one specific thing, I want to lead with the melodramatic. Now, in other versions that I've seen, there was a lot of like the actress playing this character, the I felt like she was leaning more into the desperation, and there was a lot of going literally physically towards the other character. But what I thought was interesting is it was filmed with their profile. So I didn't know if it would really work going here. So I was like, well, what if I kind of like the idea. I don't even know if this is like a thing, but this is what I'm working with. Somebody who's like a functional delusional person, like a functional alcoholic is still an alcoholic. What if either all of this or the majority of this was like all in her internally? And even when she's like looking directly at Stella, she's not really looking directly at Stella. I want whether or not you would use the words like she's a functional delusional person, I want it to be apparent that like she's not completely all there. And I still want the melodramatic and the fearful. I was originally working with dramatic, but I felt like I was getting a not the result I wanted, and then I switched to melodramatic. I looked up the words, I looked up the difference. I don't know if I could quote it to you, but I felt like when I was leaning more into melodramatic versus dramatic, then it was getting me more to a place where I wanted her to come across mentally. Like this might be too like minutia, but I was thinking like what she's talking about is like the oh my gosh, I can't think of the word, but it's like it's oh maybe I wrote it down. Oh, it's a yeah, the what she's talking about and how she's describing Stanley is a violation of her worldview. So that's what she's afraid of. It's like she's created this world inside herself that blocks everything out. She's glazed over, that she's even when she's like looking at somebody, she's not really looking at somebody. I mean, I don't know if you had used Killian Murphy, I think you had described like he was like looking through people, but what if she wasn't looking through somebody, she was like looking past them, like they weren't even there.
Cool. That's great.